Oh baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. Oh baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. Better come inside, teach me how to drive and wheel. Hi friends, let's talk about a nice little bassy riff we can use to spiff up our playing a little bit and play some of those good old-fashioned R&B tunes. Luckily, we have the open E chord, and we can play a bass line with the E chord while still playing some chordal rhythms underneath that. So let's talk about how we can put this together, okay? So basically we're going to start with the 1 chord. Now we're in the key of E blues, okay? So the 1 chord's going to fill out the whole first line of 4 measures. And what we're going to do is just play an E7 for all 4 measures. So again, the E7, we're taking the first finger on the G sharp, 3rd finger, right, 1st fret, and then we're taking the 2nd finger and playing the B on the 5th string, and there's our open E7. Now that gives us a nice platform for putting in that bass line along with the chord. So the bass line's going to look like this. We're going to play the open E, then we're going to use the pinky to go to the 4, okay, which gives us that 3rd. Then we're going to just be playing the E7 anyways, so the 2 is going to already be in place on the B to play that 5th, and then we use the pinky again to play that C sharp, which is the 6th, right? So the bass goes open, pinky, 2nd finger, and then 5th, right? The beauty of this is that the E7 chord is already playing the 5th, and so now we can just go like this without changing our E7 chord at all. Okay, so now how do we get that rhythm in there? Well, on the and of each beat, we're going to use our 3 fingers on the 3 strings, standard finger picking position, right? And those will be, of course, playing that G sharp and the B and the E, the open B and E, which gives us the E7 or the E chord background, right? So what we do is we just go back and forth. So bass, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord, bass, chord. And we just keep repeating that. And we try to keep it nice and steady, a nice balance in the hand here. It's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now luckily we get to play this for 4 measures, because the whole first line, or the first 4 measure phrase of the blues, is based on the 1 chord, or the E in this case. Okay, so that takes us a 1/3 of the way through. Now when we get to the 2nd line, we're going to go to the A chord. Now a couple ways you can do this. You can do it as an A7, you can do it as a full A, as an A6, barring across the bottom 4 strings. I think when I do it, I kind of like to just use that finger and go across the whole thing and just kind of forget about it, you know? So basically what we're doing here, again, we're using the 3 fingers on the bottom. We're going to go open, and now here we can use the 3rd or the 4th finger, your choice. 3rd finger makes a nice easy stretch, so I'll just use the 3rd finger. Using that, C sharp for the 3rd beat of the bass, right? Then we've got, again, the chord is already covering the 5th of the bass, so we don't have to touch anything here. And then we use that 3rd finger here. So this is again a very easy movement because nothing happens to change the chord, and we're just playing the A. So now what have we got? We've got the E, right, for 4 measures. Then we're going to go to the A for 2 measures, and then we're going to come back to the E for 2 measures. So that takes us through the 2nd line of the phrase. So we've got E across the first 4, and then the second 4 is 2A, 2E. Takes us to the last phrase, which gives us the B7. Now the nice thing about the B7 is, again, the pinky is down here at the bottom, but we could take a rest and we'll give the pinky a break. We could just play the triangle B7 using that open E, which gives us the 11, or the B11 chord, right? And if we're playing the 3 fingers at the bottom, we could simply do something like that, which gives us a little flavor to the blues. Or if you want, you could put the pinky down and get the 7th. Now, just because it's only one measure, we could do the B7 without doing any movement of the bass. Okay? And then we could go to the A, back to the bass line, and then the E, back to the bass line. So that's one way you could do it. The other thing you could do, if that's not enough for you, we could take the bass and we could make the bass walk down, back down to the E. And when we do that, it kind of takes the place of the A7. So let me just explain. The last measure could be something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, then the A, 2, 3, 4, and then the E, 2, 3, 4. Now if it's a turnaround, you're going to go back to the B7. If it's not a turnaround, you can just finish on the E, right? So that's one way you could do it. If you're looking for a little more excitement in that B7, you could do a drop walking bass, descending bass. You could go B, right? Same as we did before for the first beat. The second beat, take the second finger off, so that bass is going down to the A, right? So it's B, A. Again, nothing changing in the bottom here. B, A. Now when we do the last 2 notes, we're going to slide up. Again, we're going to use the 3rd finger as our guide. That's not going to come off. It's going to just slide up to the 4th measure, and we're going to get a G sharp, and then we're going to just slide those 2 fingers down and get the F sharp, which takes us back to the E. So we got something like this. B, A, B, do, 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 and we're back again. So 2 options on the B. They both sound fine. And when you put the whole thing together, you get something like this. Let's do the old jump, jive, and wail. Oh, baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. Oh, baby, baby, it looks like it's gonna hail. You better come inside and teach you how to jive and wail. Now you see what I did there on the B. And the moment kind of took me, and I was just going a back and forth, right? B on, B off, B on, B off. Another thing you could do. As you play this, you'll get a feel for it, and you might come up with some new ideas or different things you can do. Feel free to fill in the comments down below if you want to add anything to what I've done here. Anything positive or constructive is obviously definitely welcome. And don't forget, if you would, my friends, to subscribe so we can keep bringing some more interesting concepts to you to make your guitar playing all that much more fun. Until next time, happy R&B strumming.